So Betsy, how have you been doing?
Um, Good, pretty good. I've been eating really well. Lost about 40 pounds. And then the Thomas hearings, the Clarence Thomas, he's about to be nominated for Supreme Court justice, and he was accused of sexual harassment, right? And the hearings were on TV. Okay, so that weekend was the first time I really sort of lost control since I started the program. And I went to the supermarket on Friday night, and I, had my cart full of really good things and fruits and vegetables, and then I saw these potato rolls, these Pennsylvania Dutch potato rolls, and I don't do well with those things, like I eat them all at once. So I saw these potato rolls, and it was like I could feel the pull of the potato rolls, and it was like I couldn't not buy them, you know what I mean? And I told myself a lie. I said, well, I'll get them home. I'll eat them one by one. But I didn't. I ate them all within 2 days, and it scared me because it was the first time I had lost control in a really long time. So I got to work. Yeah.
Go ahead. So what do you think were the issues? Was there some interpersonal issue?
Well,
that made you upset such that you lost control of your eating?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm thinking it was, I was listening to these hearings on TV, and and then I just kind of went to the store, and well, I mean, the next day, here's the thing. Next day, I go to work after the weekend, Monday, and I say to Joy, like, what's going on? Getting some insight, and then I said, oh, by the way, I got this letter. Got another one of these letters, and these letters, which I never told you about, and I can't believe I never told you about them. Here's the thing. So this letter comes from this guy. Okay, I've known his family for I don't know how many years. His mother really well, and his stepfather, and he and his wife. I met him. I don't know. A few years back. It was just kind of in passing, no big deal. Didn't really remember it. And a couple years ago, I get a phone call from the guy, and he says, my wife and I are having some problems. Can you give us some counseling? Now, I say to him, well, I don't really do marriage counseling, as a minister, I do spiritual counseling. And pretty much I listen to people. I don't really do any counseling, and I'm not qualified to do that. I didn't go to school to do that. So his mother calls me and says, well, look, they're having problems in their marriage. He's got a real violent temper. He's hurt her. I'm afraid he's going to hurt the kids. They've got these 3 kids. So I agree. I say, yeah, okay, I'll go see him. And now he and I make an arrangement to meet with him and his wife. It's at 10 a.m. on a Saturday. And my first mistake is that I agree to meet at his apartment, because of course he doesn't have a car. So I go over there, 10 a.m. Saturday morning, and unbeknownst to me, he has arranged for his wife to not be there. So I think this is a little weird, but he says, no, she's at the store, she'll be right back, any minute. So I sit down to wait for her. And he starts to talk, and he starts talking like this sexual stuff. This, like, the topic of sex comes up, and he starts to tell me how, he has an overactive sex drive, and his wife can't satisfy his sex drive, and I'm getting really uncomfortable at this point. And I tell him, well, I gotta go, and he said, no, my wife's gonna be back in a few minutes. So then the topic gets a little more personal, and he starts to say stuff like, he always knew we'd been together from the moment he met me. He knew that we were like soulmates, and I'm getting really uncomfortable now, because this is really weird, and this is, I try to keep steering the topic back to him and his wife, and when's she going to be home, and this is going on for hours, right? And finally he says to me he wants to show me something in the bedroom. This is like 2.5 hours later. Okay, so at that point, I just go, I gotta go. And I get up, I say, look, your wife's not here. You know, I gotta go. I leave. Just so uncomfortable. Just so freaked out. So, as I'm leaving, he gives me this letter, and he says, "Don't open it till you get home." And I get home, and I open this letter, and this letter is so explicit. You know, it's full of what he wants to do to me, how he wants to do it to me, when, and, you know, full of really explicit details. And the language of it is just, no, I don't want to tell you, you know, the kind of language that he's using. You know, I was really upset, and I was scared, but did I tell anybody about that? No, I don't think I did. I don't think I told anybody about the letter. And so I just made light of it, you know. I thought, well, I know his mother, and, you know, he's got to be harmless. It's no big deal. Now, a couple weeks later, I get another letter. Now, this one I take to my board of directors. The board of directors, you know, I say, here, I've received this letter, and, you know, I don't know how to respond, so can you help me out? And so one of the women on the board sits down with me, and she helps me write a letter to him. And so the letters stop for a little while, and then a couple months later there's another one, and, you know, a couple phone calls, and I try to say to him on the phone that you know, this is not okay. Your wife could be listening, and we should be saying anything that your wife can't hear. And I just, you know, I just wasn't really sure how to deal with it. And this Friday, I got one of these letters, and, you know, Friday night I went to the supermarket.
So you felt that you were being sexually harassed. It dawned on you that all of a sudden you too, like the woman in the hearings who was claiming being sexually harassed, these were sexually harassed.
I think so. I don't think I consciously made that connection, but yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So clearly you see the relationship between being upset, being angry,
yeah,
and being out of control.
Yeah, yeah.
So what we'd like you to do is call him. I mean, it's safe to call him on the phone.
Right.
Call him and do something that, frankly, you haven't done for how many years has this been going on?
About a year and a half, maybe.
And that is confront him and tell him this is unacceptable.
All right.
Does that make sense to you?
It does, yeah. Oh.
I know you're getting anxious.
No, all right. Yeah, let's do it. Gotta let him be home. Okay. Try this again. This down. Hi, Edward. This is Betsy.
Oh, hi.
Hi. I was just gonna say, if this sounds a little weird, it's because I've got you on speakerphone. I'm having a little trouble with my phone, so if there's an echo, can you hear me all right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So Edward, the reason I'm calling is I received your letter today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and okay, you know, we're gonna have to talk about this, Edward. I've talked to you about the letter and the contact that we've been having, and we've discussed the fact that none of this contact should be able to be misconstrued by your wife. You know, she should be able to know everything that's in these letters, everything that's in our phone calls, and I've come to realize that I think these letters are actually a form of sexual harassment, really.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I won't write any more letters.
You won't write any more letters. Okay. That's what I wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask you to have no more of these letters or contact. Thank you, Edward. Thank you.
Okay.
Because if you do continue to contact me or write these letters, I'll have to take steps.
I won't.
Okay, because I'd have to have a conversation with your mother.
Oh, okay. No, I won't.
Okay. All right. All right. Are we all right then?
Okay.
Okay, Edward.
Yeah.
All right.
How are you doing otherwise?
How am I doing? I'm okay. I'm busy. I'm all right. I'm busy. Yep, I'm all right. So all right. That's just what I wanted to talk to you about. Are we okay now? All right.
Yeah.
All clear?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Goodbye, Edward.
What?
Good work.
Very good.
Oh, can't believe
So you think he'll call you again?
I don't think he will. I mean, just how easy he just gave up. That was easier than I thought, and that was hard. I don't think he will. I don't know.
Well, you asserted yourself.
Yeah, he just.
And you drew some line. You drew the line.
Yeah, he just. Yeah, I'm amazed.